If you're working from home and you've noticed that your productivity has taken a bit of a dive as we move from summer into autumn, especially during these COVID times, then in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 ideas, 5 quick tips, 5 hacks that are going to help you increase your productivity right now. Keep watching. Hey, Mike Blissett here, founder of Speak Like a Pro Online, sharing ideas, tools and techniques to help you speak with more confidence, make better videos and grow your business. On this channel you see book review, tech and how-to videos just like this one. So if you're enjoying it, give it a thumbs up, and if it's your first time here, thanks for being here. And remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get to know next time I upload new content. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 productivity hacks that will help you, especially if you work from home, or even if you work somewhere else, then they're still going to be useful. And I can say that because I use each and every one of them myself and I share them with my clients. So without further ado, let's jump in. Productivity hack number 1 is what I call the 1-year question. Now it's a quick coaching exercise. It's only going to take you a few minutes and it's best if you write it down. So here's the question. What 1, 2, or maybe 3 things will I regret most when I look back at this time that I didn't start or work on during this time, this COVID time? Now, if you're like me at the beginning of this whole pandemic crisis, so back toward the beginning of this year, February or March, and we were in that place where we knew that something kind of significant was going to happen, that it was going to cause this shift in all of our lives, that we'd have this space and we'd have to fill it with something, then the huge majority of us, I know I certainly did, and pretty much everybody I spoke to, had these plans, these ideas that they would use this time to learn a language or start a blog or write a book or read more or get fitter or redecorate or start a project or do something that maybe they had planned for a long time but had always told themselves that they didn't have enough time or they'd do it sometime whenever, and now was the time. But here we are in September. And now still is the time, and I know from working with people, having conversations with friends, and actually with myself as well, that not all of those plans, those ideas we had way back at the beginning of this, did we get done, or maybe didn't even start. So we're still here. This is September. So what would be the 1, 2, or 3 things that you would regret most if you didn't start? At least start now. And so, as I said, this is a quick exercise. It's going to take you 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's a happy little exercise. And write something down just so that it gives you some clarity. It commits something to paper that this is what you still want to do. Productivity hack number 2 is what I call the daily win. Now, Brian Tracy, in his book Eat That Frog, he talks about how to overcome this thing he calls procrastination. Now, I'm sure that's a new word for all of us, but just in case you know somebody that does procrastinate, one of the ideas that is suggested in Eat That Frog is that if you start with the biggest, ugliest, most evil-looking frog at the beginning of the day and eat that, and he's using the analogy, he's not talking about eating frogs here, but you do the thing that actually maybe you're a little bit fearful of or that you're nervous about, or it's a big thing, so you start with the little things. You start with maybe dusting or tidying the house or something that it's a task that needs to be done, but it's not the thing that needs to get done that would give you the biggest win in a day. So start today. What is the big win that you want to get done today? Now, even if it's mid-afternoon or early evening, there is still time. We're in weird times. We've got all the time that we have now, and we've all got the same 24 hours in the day. So there is still time, even if it's later in the day, for you to have, if you haven't had it already, the big win. So you can start now, today. What is it? Begin. And if you're enjoying this video, remember hit the like button, and also if you want some more tips on how you can work more efficiently and just get some cool ideas or some fun ideas working from home, you see I made a video of this just a few months ago. Click on that link and you can see that as well after you've watched this video. Productivity hack number 3 is to list it. Now, there is no rocket science here. There's just something about, as humans, we like to make to-do lists. Now, obviously, and I'm sure you know this, just having a to-do list doesn't mean you're going to achieve it all, but actually what it does mean is that you're probably likely to achieve more than if you just walked around with those ideas without actually putting them on a list. So there is something about making a list. Whether your list is writing in a diary or on a piece of paper, or maybe using a device. I use my Apple iPhone and put it in reminders because then it syncs up with all my other things, you know, the iPad and the Mac, and so they just ping. You can even put alarms on there so you get reminded that you need to do X, Y, and Z. So whatever it is that you do, however you record your to-do list, there is even an app called To Do, which I used a few years ago, and it's brilliant, that helps you to organize and get things done. That in itself is going to improve your level of productivity. Productivity hack number 4 is Parkinson's law. Now, Parkinson's law began its life as part of a humorous article that was written in The Economist magazine, and the article was written by Cyril Parkinson, hence the name Parkinson's law. Now, what the law suggests is that work expands to the time that you allocate to it. I'll say that one more time. Work expands to the time that you allocate to it. So just think about what you're doing. Are you spending the time that you need to do a task, or are you, because we're working from home, because we're on a computer all the time, because there are no defined times of when we start work and when we end work or have lunch or whatever, nothing is really defined anymore in this new reality. So has this concept of time actually expanded how much time you allocate to a task? So just becoming aware of that means that now you can make some different decisions. So just maybe over the next day or two or week or so, every time you think, well, how long is this taking? Just think about how long should this take, and then allocate the time and just notice the difference. And productivity hack number 5 is to change locations. Now, I have made videos on this before, and if you click the link at the top of the screen, you'll see one I made just a couple of months ago there about working from home and changing locations. So, change locations. Sometimes we get stuck being where we are, especially if it's not in an office environment, in a city or a town building that we would usually in normal times work with people or work from. Now, for example, I'm on the dining room table and have been for the last 6 or so months. And so our locations where we work have changed. And I talk to clients all week that work from variations of their dining room table to their sofa, the coffee table, the attic, a shed in the garden. I mean, there's so many places, but not the traditional office. And so sometimes, because we're, for the most part, and I coach with people who are usually entrepreneurs and they work from home and they're in control of their schedule. And so in ordinary times, they might go out and do some training or see clients or have meetings, and now it's all at home and it's all on Zoom. And so sometimes we get stuck. We kind of get in a rut with that. So one thing we can do just to get us out of that feeling of here we are again, and increase that productivity, is just to change location. Now, it can be as simple as going to the next room, making a cup of tea. So equally going outside, whether it's to the garden or maybe just for a walk or to the park, or there are places where we can just change the environment, so change our energy, and then when we come back to what we're doing, we can be more productive doing it. So that is my 5 productivity hacks for if you are working from home and if you are dealing with this new reality, this COVID pandemic crisis world that we're living at the moment, and you still want to be productive. You need to be productive, and I need to be productive as well. So Try these on for size. Let me know how you're doing. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box below. If you've got any extra ideas of how you are finding ways of being more productive and feeling good about being more productive in this new reality, leave their comments in the boxes just below this video. If you have enjoyed this video, remember hit that like button, and if it's been your first time here, thanks for sticking around. Remember hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you get to know every single time I upload a new video. Remember, this channel is all about sharing ideas, tools and techniques to help you speak with more confidence, make better videos and grow your business. I'm Mike Blissett. Take care.